The Ungame deck of cards is a very versatile game, or ungame. The reason it's an ungame is because it's not competitive, which means when you play, there can't be a winner. This card deck has been so useful in the therapy room. There's also so many uses for it at home, in the classroom, among friends and family members. So there's different versions. I have the families version. There's also one that's for all ages. This deck will have topics and questions more specific towards relationships and family members, and the all ages version will have more generic questions. Both of them are very useful and very similar. So today I'm going to share with you what the Ungame is, show you some examples of the cards and how you would use this deck, and then give you some examples of how you would use it if you were a therapist, a parent, or a teacher. So check the description box down below for the timestamps so that you can make sure to watch all parts of the video that apply to you. So a little bit about the Ungame. It says it's a unique way to share opinions, feelings, and beliefs, increase understanding of yourself and others, and there's no special knowledge required. It's not a trivia game. And there's 2 decks that it comes with. So here's the rules for success, which we'll go over in a minute. But it has deck 1 and deck 2. Deck 1 is used as an icebreaker to get acquainted with each other. It's for fun and laughter. Deck 2 is where you get a little bit more serious. That's where you can share feelings, talk about values, and relate experiences. It says here that this game is ideal for families, friends, parties, churches, travel, camping, picnics, and classrooms. It has 140 cards, and it's endorsed by parents, teachers, ministers, and counselors like myself. And I'm gonna dive into what exactly is on the cards, but I haven't quite opened them yet, so give me 1 second. There we go. So I've used this quite a lot, and another therapist has this, and so I loved it so much I had to get my own. But it's been so useful as a therapist to break the ice. When you first meet with clients, there is a little bit of a wall they put up or a barrier. They don't know what to expect. You're a new face. They're supposed to spill all their secrets and open up and be comfortable with you, and that just doesn't happen right off the bat. And sometimes, if they're children or teens, they can be very withdrawn and shy and maybe not even look at you. And so some type of interactive activity is really crucial to getting them to start opening up and to start trusting you. And one way is to do the Ungame. How I do this is I ask them if we can play a game and take turns drawing a card, reading it to each other, and then the other person has to answer. And as they do this, not only are you getting to know them, but they're getting to know a little bit about you so that you're no longer such a stranger to them. Some examples of questions contained on these cards include: give your opinion of current TV shows. So they're not all questions, some of them are statements, but they all invite you to reflect, share an opinion, share an experience. Another question would be, who do you think is the most generous member of your family? And so these ones, because it is the family version, are family focused. So it will ask questions about specific family members. And when you're playing this game, for example, how do you think the person across from you would describe you to somebody else? And so if you're in a family setting playing this game, then whoever you're sitting across the table or the couch from, you would answer that question. So it helps you reflect on each other, their thoughts of each other, etc. And there are quite a few choose one cards. These cards invite you to ask someone any question you want, or you can comment on any subject you want. So you can ask anyone a question, comment on any topic you want to talk about, or choose another card. So it's the wild card of the game. Personally, I have found these not as useful because even when I draw one, my mind goes blank. Unless I have like a specific question in mind, a topic I want to ask them that's therapeutic, maybe I'll do it then. But most of the time I use it as an icebreaker, and so it's just easier to have the question already there so that they don't think you're having any leading questions or any hidden agendas. So sometimes I'll take out all of those cards and just put them at the bottom of the deck so we don't get to them. But it's up to you if you actually find them useful. So that's an example of the first deck, just some pretty generic questions. Tell about someone who encourages you. How do you feel about the rules of the family? Give your description of an ideal family. Dream up a fantastic vacation for you and your family and tell about it. Say something about nagging. Say something about dreaming at night. So those just get the conversation going, get to know some opinions, thoughts, beliefs, kind of perceptions of the family. And then in deck 2, some examples might be, what do you like best about your personality? Why? Very self-aware, self-conscious, thinking inwards, reflecting. What do you dislike about your appearance? Why? What do you dislike about your personality? Why? How would you like to change your family to make it better? Who is the easiest to talk to in your family? Talk about your temper and what you do when you lose it. How would you use the time if you had no phone for a week? So these questions just really invite self-reflection. They invite pondering, self-awareness, and it can be a good segue into more serious topics such as emotions or behavioral issues. It's a very non-threatening and non-competitive, natural way to start a conversation, to start a relationship. As a family therapist, you probably see the great benefit of this card game. It asks so many good circular questions, reflective questions, helps to bring up difficult topics about family, and then it's so great for assessment, right? Seeing what they answer, seeing how people react when this is answered. It's so useful when you're meeting with parents and children or entire families. Helps break the ice, helps get people comfortable, and helps you to see interactions happening as they describe others or say what others might be thinking about them. It's really, really good to kind of get a feel for that family. And as a parent, you are probably already seeing the benefits of doing this with your children. As a family around the table, in the living room, being able to take turns drawing these cards and asking the person to the left of them or asking the person across from them. And it can create moments and experiences of bonding, and you can learn new things about each other. Your child might share insights on something they've never been asked before, or you might have an opportunity to teach them what that word means. They might have no idea what nagging means. Maybe that's kind of an old school term no one uses nowadays. And it's a great opportunity to invite your child to give you feedback about your parenting as you're open and calm and accepting and willing. You can hear their feedback. What would make our family better, right? What would your dream vacation or trip look like? What is something that you're struggling with that you can then help them with? And so it really gives you insight to their needs, to their desires, to their thoughts. As a teacher, maybe you don't want it so family focused, but I mean, family problems and family systems all bleeds into school and behavior, but there's also the all ages version. I'll give you some examples of cards from this deck. In the all ages version, they will have questions such as talk about a celebrity you admire, or tell about an understanding person in your life, or which fantasy character are you most like? And so these are more generic, not necessarily focused on family. How would you spend the last year of your life? And then the deeper ones can ask about when do you feel most peaceful? Talk about responsibility. What seems to be the biggest problem in your life right now? So if you're a school counselor or having one-on-ones with students or small groups of students during lunch, maybe breaking students up into groups and giving them different cards, and you can pre-sort through them to make sure that they're going to be relevant, on topic, appropriate. But you can use that activity as an icebreaker at the beginning of the year to get to know more about your students and to be able to start bonding and maybe identifying some underlying issues with family, with friends, so that you can better support them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this helpful. I'll post a link in the description box so you can purchase your own copy if you want, and I hope you have fun playing the Ungame. See you guys next time.